Guess we're gonna go live. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across this beautiful blue-green globe of ours. Welcome to Real News Live. It is a Monday morning news and Jentel show. I'm your host, Mike Bara, in Las Vegas, Nevada, joined as I always am on Mondays and Wednesdays by my co-host, the lovely lady with the lustrous hair from Hayden, Idaho, Jennifer Falah-Dorian. Jennifer Falah, sorry. Jen, how was your weekend besides that, what I just said?
Fine. Yeah, good.
Good.
It's hot.
Was it hot? Yeah. The fever finally broke here in Vegas. We're actually going to be under 100 degrees today. We're going to be 96, and tomorrow 89. 89 in Vegas in August. That's
nice.
Awesome. All right, so we have a good show today. I've been cleared to give you a bit more information than I've been cleared to give you before. So that's going to be fun when we come up on the news segment. Jen, I'm sure, has some Jentel meditations. You also had a show last night, a philosophy show, which everybody should get over and watch on YouTube. On what channel, Jen?
Philosophy with Jennifer Falah on Rumble.
Philosophy with Jennifer Falah on Rumble. And also she has some thoughts over coffee yesterday, which I assume we're going to talk about. Or Sunday. Anyway. All right. So lots of juicy stuff to get to while we wait for everybody to get caught up and get into our live stream. Let's make sure we're running on Rumble. Yep, we are. Okay, good. Numbers are going up. While we wait for that, let's go through the usual rigmarole and talk about all kinds of cool stuff that may be going on. Remember, if you should miss a show, you can always pop on over to mikebara.blogspot.com, where you can pick up all of the latest shows from the most recent weeks. We've got today's show running right there. We've got the Tell the Truth Wednesday show from last week, Toxically Masculine Tuesday. There's also links to my books, articles I've written, presentations I've done at various different conferences, videos I've done on the Calvine UFO photo, things like that, interviews with people in the UFO community, wonderful stuff, mikebara.blogspot.com, and that will link you through to the Rumble site, where you can pick up the current shows and see what's going on. You can also chat and interact over there. On Rumble, the channel is Real News Live with Mike and Jen. We've got about 6,800 followers. We want to get that up to 7,000. As soon as we actually want to get it to 100,000 and then to 1 million and then to 10 million, like our friends over at the Y-Files. But I don't know if that's going to happen before we're all done with this. So one of the cool things over there on that side is you can hit the subscribe button, the little red button in the lower right-hand corner. Let me make sure. Yeah, little red button in the lower right-hand corner. Why can we not? Yeah, there it is. Subscribe, where you can, for a mere $5 a month, support the channel for as long as we need the support, which we're all hoping isn't going to be much longer. But for $5 a month, if out of those 6,800 followers, we got 1,000 of you to subscribe, everything would be good. Nobody would have to have any sponsors or advertising. It would be good. Get on over there, hit the subscribe button for a mere $5 a month to support the show, or you can Rumble Rant. Hit the little green $sign button there. If you Rumble Rant, you get to have your questions answered first. You got the Rumble Rants, the subscribers, and the folks over on YouTube who super chat get their questions answered first when it comes to question and answer time for Jen. And I see we've already got some Rumble Rants going on over there with Beth and some other folks. Barb Hood, thank you very much. So that's the Rumble channel, Real News Live with Mike and Jen. Also, please don't forget to visit our wonderful sponsors, the CBD Gurus, over at thecbdgurus.com. Matt and Lucas bringing you some wonderful CBD-based products for your health and the health of anybody in your family. Hit the wholesale tab, slide down to Mike B Wholesale, type in the discount code ALIEN, no capital A, no S on the end, not aliens, not alien or aliens with a capital A. It's just plain old alien, all lowercase. Hit that, hit the enter button, and you pick up this week's specials, which include receiving some extra dinar. If you have an order over $25, you get 3,000 dinar with your order. There's other orders, other levels. You get dinar, you get dong. Sometimes Matt throws in bolivar. And in addition to that, you get the discount prices. I've got the Lotion 2000 for sale this week. That's wonderful stuff. The X-Freeze roll-on. If you have aches and pains, man, just roll some of that stuff on there. It works great. The regular gummies, the sleep gummies are wonderful if you have issues with sleep. All kinds of cool stuff, all CBD based, all natural. Matt and Lucas are wonderful folks. And if you want to do some other cool stuff, slide on over to our other wonderful sponsors, the folks over at Pet Club, MikeBaraPets.com, where you can pick up all kinds of mushroom-based supplements for the health of your fur babies, your dogs, your cats, your donkeys, your horses, and for yourself. Click on the Shop Now button, pop on over there. Get a load of the wide selection of products for animals and people. I've got Barkley on the mush puppies, the special sauce, and the Mojos, which are wonderful little treats. I've got all the kitties now on the special sauce and the Sequoia premium cat food. And guess what? They're all eating it. I'm so happy. Jen, my little girl, Miss Fluffy Muffy, is going to be 15 years old this week, and she's now finally starting to eat some special sauce with the canned cat food. That's how good the canned cat food is, because she is the most finicky kitty I have ever.
Glad to hear.
Yeah, and Seabass and Khaleesi are eating parts of it too. So everybody's getting in on the act. I'm really happy about that. You got the chill doggies to calm your dog down if they've got separation anxiety or if it's fireworks time. The mush ponies for donkeys and horses, and for large dogs. You can give them mush ponies. Those are great. And then you got the Enforce line of products for human consumption. Enforce Plus and Enforce Coriolis Versicolor for immune system boosting. Enforce Clarity for your brain function. Enforce Restore. Enforce Shield. They got gummies for the kids. They've got starter packs. They've got chocolates. They've got coffees. Send an email to Diana at MikeBaraPets@gmail.com with whatever issue your kitty or doggy may have. Confirm it on a medical reading with Jen, and then we'll set up a treatment program for you. It's great stuff. Also, please, one last wonderful sponsor, the folks over at LifeWave, who have these incredible patches. The X39, the X49, the SP6 is what I'm taking. They're absolutely wonderful stuff based on the concept of phototherapy, which is essentially just that whatever ailments you have, it takes your own infrared energy, light energy, and reflects it back, stimulating the creation of stem cells. Certain ones are tuned because there's crystals in these little woven patches. They're tuned to certain specific frequencies, which heals certain specific things. They got a whole line of products. The best setup is the Performance Bundle, X39 and X49 together. I realize not everybody can afford that, but I'm just doing the X39, the basic be-all, catch-all patch, and I'm also using the SP6. And for aches and pains, I've also got the LifeWave. There's the Energy Enhancer. There's Silent Nights for sleeping. All kinds of really, really good stuff. The Eon Flow patches are really good. Celergize Morning Juice, new powder thing. Michael Jaco swears by that. We're going to be doing a show again with them very soon. I have 7 friends, 8 now, including myself, that are using these. Every single one of them has reported major health improvements. Get in there to LifeWave. Link in the description, as with all of this stuff. Jen, why don't you tell us what's going on over at JenniferFallar.com, as the East Coast people say. JenniferFallar.com.
Well, if you'd like to get my classes, learn to do what I do, interdimensional meditation, psychic development, you can pick them up on JenniferFallar.com. If you'd like to reach Marcy Howell or Susan Gretz, they also have a spot on there where you can find them, purchase their services. Do email them after you do that, because they do not work for me. If you'd like to get a healing, you can go there and email me after purchase, or if you cannot afford a healing, I will do it anyway. Okay, but that doesn't mean I'm going to do free readings. Not everybody needs a reading, but if you need a healing, I'll do it anyway. Okay, so that's why I'm always so busy, people. But people need help. Go to philosophy.com if you'd like to purchase and book a reading with me. You can purchase and book it yourself. Right now, all of the 30-minute readings are $88 on sale. And I do have time open this next week. Just poke around in there and see what you can get before I go on vacation.
Okay.
Vegas and San Diego. That's it. Philosophy.com if you want a reading.
Okay, and speaking of Vegas, Jen is going to be joining us at the Alien Event / Biomed Expo in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Alexis Park Resort, September 12th, 13th, and 14th. Jen will be there the 13th. Jen, you're going to be doing readings, medical readings or healings at the table, right? And meeting everybody. Come and say hi to me and Jen. We're going to be hanging out together, sharing a table. It's going to be a great event. There's all kinds of cool speakers on both the health side of things and the Alien Event 3D side of things. It's a great little resort. The rooms are quite nice. Shockingly, I was like, wow, they look better than I expected them to. And you can get tickets if you get to alienevent.com. Make sure you get into the Eventbrite area. Click on the Get Tickets red button right there, and if you can get them for 50% off. Discount code is 50, just 50. Get half price rooms, half price tickets, and you can get rooms right there at the Alexis Park Resort. It's going to be a great event, September 12th.
What is that close to? Like any other big casinos or anything?
Right across the street from MGM Grand, basically down the block and right across the street. So It's right there by MGM Grand. It's on Harmon Avenue, which is also where the Formula One track would race right by when Formula One comes. So absolutely, head on down there, hang out with me and Jen. It is going to be a fun time. Okay, now let's get here for the things that everybody's really here for. Let me give you a news update. I guess I'll go. Should I go solo? No, we'll leave Jen there.
Whatever makes you happy.
See if I can do it. No, that's not going to work. No. Me big, you small. Me small, you big.
I don't think anybody cares, really. I mean,
no, just gonna do it like that. No, like this. No, like this. All right, there we go. All right. So let's hit the news. The news is this. I don't like to do this, but I'm going to do it. All right. This should happen in the next 9 days. I'd like to say today. It's not going to be today. There are windows opening up. I'm not going to tell you how many windows are going to open up over these next 9 days, but windows are going to open up. When they do, I think it's important for us to understand the process as it's played out to this point and why we're here. There's everything needs to be lined up pretty much perfectly. Jen has told you this repeatedly. It has to be lined up perfectly, right? And they actually did have it lined up perfectly once earlier in this month. It lined up perfectly. Everything pinged, everything communicated, rates were balanced, the price of oil was correct, everything was correct. But that was not a real attempt. That was a test, and it lined up perfectly. Now, since then, it's lined up really, really well. Several times. These are the times that other people told you and Jen told you it's got a chance to go. It did have a chance to go, but somebody always said it's not quite perfect. Legal frameworks are now in place that were not in place earlier this month that create windows of opportunity midweek the next 2 weeks. It could go to midweek next week. It could. We hope it doesn't. It doesn't have to. It can go midweek this week. And I will let you guys decide which days are midweek. Okay? Figure that out. I'm not going to tell you what day I'm expecting things. So how this process works, as it's been explained to me, is like this. You ever see a rocket launch? A countdown. SpaceX is going to be launching their Starship again this week, probably. How a countdown works is like this. You have all these stations, and each station is a different department. Environmental controls, fuel load, air, tank pressure in the tanks. Are the valves all open? Medical. All these different departments are pinged by the flight director. Usually they do a hold at 40 seconds on a countdown, sometimes 30. NASA, they used to do it at 30 seconds. 30-second hold when we get to the countdown. And it says, okay, medical, it's a go or no go. Medical, go. Environmental controls, go. Fuel pressure, go. Fuel load, go. Emergency services, go. You go through all of these. And when you get a go from everyone, you let the countdown finish. You let it go. Everybody's go. If one person says fuel pressure is a little high, then he has to make a decision. Is it within tolerance range or isn't it? If it isn't, he says no. Now, any one of those no's can stop the countdown, scrub the mission, and we go back and start again. But the flight director can override that. He can say, okay, fuel pressure's a little high. Okay, how high is it? Blah, blah, blah. Is it outside the tolerance range? Just barely. Okay, we're a go on that one. People can say those kinds of things. The flight director can override it. So where we are at this point is the flight director is going to go around during this next launch window and say, he's got 209. Think of it as him having 209 guys in mission control. Iraq, go. Vietnam, go. Venezuela, go. Canada, go. Britain, go. USA, go. If everybody says go, it'll go. If we miss one window, we can recycle and try the next window. If we miss that window, there's maybe one more. If that happens, if we don't go on any of those, then they scrub and they go to next week. Okay. So I'm just going to tell you, if somebody's telling you it's going to happen on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, I don't believe that's true. I've been told that's not true. However, I'm going to say it again. We have been through this at least once, totally successfully. And the people that were on that call did not know it was only a test run. They thought it was for real. That's why everybody was told it's for real on such and such a date in the past. And that's why you've had so many disappointments. Your gurus have not lied to you. They have told you what they believe to be the truth based on what they were told. So even the heads of the sovereign nations who are sitting at their mission control desk to make a call whether Mongolia is ready to go or not, believe they were going. So we know that this can happen. That's what I'm telling you, is this can happen. Expectations are extremely high for sometime this week, and if not then, sometime next week. I'm not going to get into the details of why and why. I've been asked not to share that because it could go back to the person who's helping keep me informed. So that's what I have, Jen, is we're in the countdown. We're on the 30-second or 40-second hold, and we're waiting for the time when the flight director starts going around to everybody and says, go, no, go, go, no, go, go, no, go. And all the countries have to make their call. That's what I got. What do you got?
Oh. I haven't talked to you this weekend.
No, we haven't talked. We haven't talked at all. Zip.
Good morning. This is Jentel for 8/25/25. Interdimensional meditation, 6th level of heaven. I met with Jesus and the Archangel team. The dress was white. RV News. I asked, when can we expect to see a public rate for the IQD on the Forex? Michael spoke. And I didn't like what he said, so I know it was true. He said Friday.
Okay.
And he just said, if anybody tells you it's Friday, it's not true. Well, I'm going to go with what I got. I'm just going to pass it on. Wrong or right, this is how we do it. I said, why Friday? And he said, the world needs to adjust to a level playing field. Transitions are happening globally. Many countries are preparing for the public announcements of rate changes. And that's interesting with what you just said.
Yeah. Can I comment real quick on what you just said?
Well, let me finish the Jentel and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
I asked, is Nasara Jasara happening now? He said, under your feet. Interesting. He's being kind of cryptic with the information. He said 4 years of preparations are close to conclusion. 4 years. Interesting. Coming in the news. Now, again, for anybody just joining us who's not familiar with the Jentel process, we get the coming in the news so that we will know how on I was, how clear I was for this meditation, and trust in what is the first part of it. So we're going to be looking for Jentel confirms on these other things. Lately, there's just been a lot of weather. Okay. First one, flash floods. If you're in a flood zone, be aware of your surroundings. Then I was standing in the middle of a city and I saw water coming up through manholes. Okay. Next one, treaties signed. Next one, I saw Maduro's hands tied behind his back. So, and then the last one, I was standing there in a city again, and the ground was shaking underneath my feet. Could be more earthquakes. You know, Archangel Michael always told us it'll happen on a Wednesday after an earthquake. I don't know if that's true, but we seem to keep having earthquakes on Monday and Tuesday, and I'm becoming the earthquake psychic. I don't know if that was an earthquake or if something's going on, maybe in tunnels or something under the ground. Okay. So that's the Jentel for today.
Okay. So, yeah, what I was talking about, it's not going to happen on a Friday, is not referring to public announcements. It's referring to the internal process of the revaluation. So that absolutely could happen on a Tuesday. Now, what was your question exactly, Jen? What was the question you put to them?
When can we expect to see a public rate for the IQD Forex?
Friday sounds fine to me, and it's not inconsistent with what I said, because I said middle of the week is when we're going to have the actual change. That's the RV. Once the RV actually happens, there can still be a delay in seeing a public announcement about it. So I don't think those two are inconsistent with each other at all. I think they're exactly right, because I'm not talking about public. Public in the sense that people in Iraq will be able to see their own internal rate, which could be, $1.18, like some people have speculated.
Waves of grain, that's right. Remember that?
What?
I don't know. It's not the 29th. She's reminding me of something I said a long time ago, and I think it was Friday the 29th.
Oh, yeah. There was a 29th thing. Yeah, Jen, Friday is the 29th. Yeah. Now, you did say that.
I don't even care anymore. Just do it. I'm fine.
So, just do it. So what I'm saying is, here's the process. Let's say Iraq shows their new rate, internal rate, publicly, maybe on their website. That's not an announcement, okay? They might announce to their own people, turn in your dinars. This is what you're going to get for them. That's not the same thing as an international announcement. And what Jen said is, when will we here see a public announcement?
No, I didn't. I said, when can we expect to see A public rate for the IQD on the Forex. That is not a public announcement.
Public rate on the Forex. So
down here, he said, the world needs to adjust to a level playing field. Transitions are happening globally. Many countries preparing for the public announcements of rate changes.
And as Dr. Sarah points out, we can go, yes. So in other words, rate could change tomorrow, let's say, or Wednesday or Thursday. And we could be making our appointments and going to our appointments and exchanging at the non-Forex rates, the redemption center rates. So I'm really hesitant on this last one. You remember what I told you guys in the text message this weekend? I did text our group what my guy said to me about the Zim rates. Well, he said I'm going to be extremely well off. So,
yeah, I don't, that was,
I told him
about that.
I told him how many Zim notes I
agree
had.
with that Zim information.
Well, yeah, I know, but here's the thing: what he's telling me, and we don't know yet how it's going to work because it hasn't happened yet. Hopefully, it happens in the next 9 days where we have these problems. Is that you're going to get there's going to be public rates, Forex rates. You're not going to be wild about those. You're not going to be able to exchange Zims in banks. You're going to have to go to a redemption center. And you're also going to get a better rate if you contribute to humanitarian projects or manage one yourself. If that's what you want to do, if that's your passion, you go right ahead. I don't have time for it, but I absolutely will contribute. And what he says is that your rate will go higher depending on how many you have and the payout that you take. The longer the payout you take, the higher the rate you'll get, the more money you'll end up with for your personal funds. So
I don't agree with that
that's what he's saying. He is, well, okay. And so the more people have,
you're not signing up for an annuity, like a lottery. He doesn't understand. When you exchange, they're going to give you a face value. They're going to put it into an account with the U.S. Treasury, which is a QFS account. But
right,
the U.S. Treasury is not going to give you an annuity type payout. It is yours. You can pull it out when you want to and put it into banks.
I hope that's correct, and my guy is wrong.
Well,
because that
he's
would be
not
better.
Familiar with that part of it, with bonds and the Zim and everything else, then he might just think that, well, I can't believe that you would get all that much at the same time. I don't agree with that at all. Okay. I think straight across, the only thing you're waiting on is the approval of your projects. They're going to give you a certain value for your Zim right there. It's going to go, they're going to pay you out. They're going to take the Zim from you and they're going to put it into a treasury account. Okay. They don't have to do that because they're going to sell the currency and the bonds back to the country and get their money back. So it's not like the lottery where we've sold this many tickets and we estimate at this in 30 years, it'll be worth this much. No, they're going to turn around and sell it back for more to the country to country, and they receive the money. So there's no reason to do anything like that. I don't agree with that at all.
Okay. I'd rather
cash out the Zim, and then you will submit for a humanitarian project, and then you will receive additional funds for that project according to what you need.
I'd rather that you be right. I'm just kind of preparing everybody that the structure may be different than you think. That's all I'm hearing. So,
there's
either way,
all kinds of possibilities, but it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. Either way, you're going to be really well off. But, it's a question of, does the old system continue on for a while, or does the new system completely take over?
I always saw that the old system would run parallel to the new system for a while, maybe 30, 60 days. You would see two prices on things. But as far as this exchange at the exchange centers, the redemption centers, that's an exchange. That's, you're going to redeem those bonds. They're going to pay you for your bonds. If you would like to submit for additional funds for humanitarian projects, then you will go into a pool and they will approve those in tiers, in phases. They're not going to approve everybody at once. So some people may be waiting for that and waiting for those additional funds. I don't know how they're going to handle the fund structure, the funding of these projects, but what I saw is that you'll sit down with a project manager and they will, you're approved. Okay, so you're approved for $200 million. Okay. What do you need now? What we're gonna fund this in phases. Okay. Oh well, I need the land and I need to build and I need to do this and hire. Okay. We'll fund that now. Come back when you're close to the end and we'll move to phase 2. That's what I originally saw with that. I could be wrong.
No, but that could be, that could also be, that could be the structured payout that he sees too. That in other words, that could be describing the same thing possibly. So you just don't know.
Could be. But it's not going to be like, okay, I won the lottery and I get $8 million a year and that increases over time and with the initial balloon payout at the end. No. Because that doesn't make any sense at all. Why would the U.S. Treasury care when we're taking them in, you're redeeming these bonds, we're going to give you what they're worth, we're going to take those bonds, sell them back to country, get our money back, so they don't care. It's not like they don't have the money. They're going to get more than they're giving you for the bonds, and they're going to make money too.
TNT Tony had a show on Saturday and said it begins today. His info comes from Wells Fargo. Banks are at the bottom of the food chain. Actually, when it comes to this, the only other thing I'm going to say is today, midnight Reno time, is already tomorrow, midweek in Iraq. So he may not be wrong about that. So we shall see.
That's all right. What he's talking about.
Yeah. All right. We got Jen for about another 30 minutes. So let's pop over into the question and answer segment of the show. A quick reminder that if you should super chat on YouTube, Rumble Rant on Rumble, or subscribe on Rumble, your questions go to the top of the pile. Jen, why don't we get ready and go hit the questions, because you got to get going for your appointments today. So let's get these things rolling. And even if
when you win the lottery, you have to choose to take the annuity or the cash payout.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
They're not going to just say, "Well, we're going to make this choice for you with your money."
No, I'm told you have a choice. That's exactly the choice I was told, but the payout's going to be a lot more if you take the annuity. That's all I was told. So either way, we're not in the redemption centers yet, so we don't know. So.
But you would have to do that with a financial institution that would pay you a certain amount of interest so that your money would grow over time. Yeah. I don't see where the U.S. Treasury is going to get into that business.
Well, no, that. Yeah, I mean that's what I was told too. Is that
or whatever the country's treasury.
Well, whatever they hold, you're going to continue to earn large amounts of interest on.
That's why it's in a QFS accounts with the Treasury, whatever Treasury it is. That's why it's safe. It basically sits there, and that's why they've got all these wealth managers and Tier 1 banks pairing up with the exchange process at the center so that they can manage people's money and get you to move money out of that account into their accounts and set up things like annuities and everything else from there. But, the other scenario just doesn't make sense to me.
Okay. Should we go with questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So we'll see who's right. And I sincerely hope it's Jen, to be honest with you. Okay. Kim McCarthy for $5. Do you see us buying property behind and beside us? Kim.
Beside is a problem.
Okay. Kathy Mayhall, Jen, super low Ferritin at 7. Severe anemia, yet red white cells are perfect. I'm losing blood or not. Am I losing blood or not absorbing iron? Kathy wants to know. Those are her test results.
Name
Super low.
again?
It's Kathy Mayhall.
There is something leaking. Okay, go in and have them find it. Don't panic. You're fine. It's small leak, but yeah, you are losing blood. Jesus said it's and it's internal. I don't know what's going on there. I do believe it might be in the digestive system somewhere.
Have them look there. Okay, Maria Net, subscriber, says, I'm wondering when my house in Pennsylvania will sell.
Really looking at, I think it's just before Thanksgiving.
Okay. Beth for $5. Rumble Rant says, good morning, guys. Jen, I've been living at the beachfront in Sarasota, Florida for 2 years now. The perfect one popped up for sale this morning. Do you see me in 19 Whispering Sands, number 302?
That is a good possibility, yes.
Okay. Megan Angus, a subscriber. In October, we have a vacation plan. Do you see it being an adventure? And are we able to do some upgrades? Megan wants to know.
I asked Gabriel, as of now, upgrades? He says major upgrades.
Good. Good. Rosalie has a kitty named Mac who was diagnosed with a cancerous tumor by the jawline. I'm very sorry. Help. I guess she wants a healing on that.
Okay. Go to jenniferfulla.com. The information is there.
jenniferfulla.com. Cool Raul says, good morning, Mike and Jennifer. Raul with a question for Jennifer. Marcia and I are heading to Dubai on the 31st. Will we have a safe trip?
Safe trip. Everybody lands okay. Yes.
Good. Barbara Hood for $20. Thank you, Barbara. Will I ever remarry? I do not plan on dating for maybe 6 months when I am settled in Florida.
Well, I don't know if you're going to like this, but yes, in 29. No. But that's when you get married. You know, usually with somebody for a few years before you do that. So, yeah. Yeah, you get married in 29.
All right. Rick and Liz for $2. Jen, you mentioned we'll be moving in November. Is that timeline still on? Rick and Liz are.
Yes. I doodle when I'm getting.
Yeah. Yeah, I see you doing it sometimes. Yeah.
I've got all these arrows pointing that way. I'm drawing nothing but arrows pointing to my right, which is weird. I didn't even realize what I was doing.
Well, on a calendar, Jen, the days move to the right. On a calendar. It's kind of interesting.
They're going up and to the right. All of them. Trippy how some of this stuff happens sometimes. I have no idea. We'll have to see if that means anything.
Nikki for $5 asks, how does Cooper feel about me?
How does Cooper feel about Nikki? Fond of Nikki. Delayed. Problems. Unsure. Conflicted.
All right. Betty O for $20. Thank you, Betty. Someone is opening our gates, vandalizing, and letting the cows out. I'm hoping for a first name. You get a name associated with whoever's vandalizing.
Probably not going to be able to get a first name, but what I see is a Hispanic man. There might be other people standing behind. This person might be either drunk or mentally impaired. Set up a camera.
Yeah, get some security cameras. Yeah.
Set up a camera. It's not good. I wouldn't be afraid, but you don't want him on the property.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Okay, Mickey Mullins for $5. Hello, Jen. I applied for an apartment. I've been put on a waiting list. I was told it's a 1-year waiting list. How long will it actually take, and will I get the apartment?
7 months.
7 months.
You're not going to want it.
You're not going to want it. Debbie, a subscriber, says, hi, Jen. Debbie here. Need to move due to finances and have to rehome our 2 Frenchies by September 6th if we don't RV. My heart is broken. Will they be happy in the home we found for them?
They'll be happy as long as they're with you.
Be happy as long as they're with you.
They're troopers. They don't care.
Debbie for $3. How do you see me and my husband? Do you see if me and my husband will need to move in with our son in the near future?
No.
Okay. Gloria for $10. I'm in Louisville caring for older grands, Julian and Hazel, for 3 days. Do you see any problems for us or my car return trip home on Wednesday? So Gloria wants to know how the visit with Julian and Hazel will go.
I don't see any problems with the return home. I think that you should try to get more sleep the day before because I feel like you're tired when you're driving.
Okay. Teddy Cassie says, hi, Jen and Mike. Do you see me buying a small ranch and having horses and rescuing horses and dogs after the RV? Thank you, Cat. That's Cat. A-A-T.
You actually set up an animal rescue that becomes very well known in the community. You actually get like awards from people. Yeah. I don't know about the I'm just seeing this part of it. Eventually, someday, people are praising you for your help in the community. Yeah. Good job. It must be your humanitarian project.
I'm going to be giving a lot of money to dog, cat, horse, donkey rescues, things like that. Woke Girl, Debbie says, we have a much loved Labradoodle named Ripley. I would like to get a sister or brother for him, and my husband is hesitant. Do you see this?
It doesn't matter. You are getting another one.
Yeah, there you go. You're getting another.
What's it? Which one is it? A female? Or male?
Yeah, he's a male.
You're getting a female. Adorable.
Donna wants to know if her mother and father are deceased. Was wondering if they have a message for me. Diana and Nicholas are the mom and dad. Does Diana and Nicholas have a message for Donna?
I'll have to ask Michael, because I don't have first and last names. Basically, everything's going to be okay. It basically that he's seeing your life plan and everything's falling into place. And you'll understand that someday.
Mercedes, Sarah with an H, wants to know if you see her trip in October to St. Thomas Island going well.
I see some kind of delay with a boat. Other than that, everything's fine. Like you're supposed to get on a boat to island hop or some short trip, and your name's not on the list or something. So double check everything. That's the only problem.
Okay, Evelyn for $10 Rumble Rant says, do my spirit guides have a message for me? I'm still quite heartbroken over my last 3-year relationship that ended this year.
You're going to find love again. This person didn't suit your life purpose anymore. It ran its course. You're in the process of eliminating negativity from your life so that you can shine and achieve what you came here to achieve. So find comfort in that and let it go.
Okay. Janet for $20 says, I have Kaya and Isla in the States now. Jennifer confirmed. My question is, will they stay here for a few years or will they have to go back to Malta in a few weeks? That's Janet. It sounds like
do you see them going back this fall for something? I don't know if it's school. Might be October.
Okay. All right. Gary Moore for $10. I am not the former band member of Thin Lizzy Mike. Sorry. Any messages from Spirit? Thanks and blessings.
I'll ask Gabriel. I don't just reach out to it. I don't leave it open to Spirit because there's bad guys out there. Gabriel, message for Gary. Gary?
Gary Moore, yeah.
Okay. You've been involved in kind of like a draining or bad situation for a while. You're going to exit that. Not that you're going to die or you're going to exit the earth or anything like that, but this is coming to an end. And then it'll be more peaceful. So if there's something that's kind of been in and out for a while in your life, you're going to exit that.
Okay. Kristen for $20. I lost my job of 16 years. Will I find a new one or won't I need one? Go look for one, regardless.
You're going to find a new one very soon, and then you're not going to need it. So you're going to be conflicted on what to do. I think you show up just so that you don't look like a flake. And it's kind of in the period where you're laying low, Yeah, so both are true. We'll be fine either way.
Okay.
Diane, as long as you still take the initiative to look. Okay, but if you sit around, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah. Diane Young for $5. Do you see my daughter's boyfriend getting his pilot license soon?
That's going to be delayed just a little bit. I don't know if it's until into next year, first part of next year, after the holidays.
Okay, Mickey Mullins for $5. Jen, I was awakened several mornings ago to what felt like someone getting up off the bed. It scared me. Can you provide any insight, please?
Grandma.
Oh, Grandma came to visit. Cat again for $2. Will my horse rescue?
It was a grandma. Usually, with us, that's a typical loved one from home visit. I'm not really feeling any negative energy there.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Kat again for $2 wants to know where her horse rescue and ranch will be.
Okay, we're saying there's 2 possible locations. You're going to have to decide where it is you want to be. I kind of saw Kentucky. I don't know if that is one of your options, but look there. You might like some things there. Some places.
Okay. All right. We're going to stop that sharing and go over to the super chats over on YouTube side of the house. Lisa says, hi, Jan. I met a guy named Victor and I was wondering if you see him as a good match for me. Do we have a future together?
He is beneath you. You can decide to stay in that lower timeline with him. But A little less than honest, I'd say.
Okay. Interesting. See, and people are like, oh, Jen just tells people what they want to hear. Jen doesn't. Jen tells you the
I
truth.
don't really hear that from people.
Patricia says, hi, Jen. Do you see me opening up the franchise restaurant that is my project in the area I am looking at? Hope it's not a Cracker Barrel.
I kind of see a problem with that. I don't know if a franchise restaurant actually will be approved as a humanitarian project unless you're doing it yourself. I'm just seeing some kind of hold up with that.
If I got tons of money, I'm opening up a Hooters that's closer to my house.
Well, because if you buy a franchise, you have to do everything that the franchise says. It's basically all set up for you. It's not your own business, and you can decide what to serve and how to serve it and who to serve and for how much. You have to follow the guidelines. So you couldn't like give people free food. You couldn't. So that the franchise situation is a problem when it comes to receiving humanitarian funds, if that is your goal.
Right. Joe wants to know if she's going to get house number 4016.
No, there's another one that is destined for you.
Okay.
Something with 7s in it.
All right. Beth for $4.99 says, does my brother Charles Lee have a message for me? The police said it was a suicide, but I believe he was murdered.
That's pretty heavy. That's going to take more time.
It's a private reading generally, Beth. Right? I mean, you would do that in a private reading.
Well, yeah, I really need to tune in and make sure that I'm not just giving you some quick answer. I'm not going to answer that on the air. I can't gauge where you're at emotionally with that, so I really like to do that. So I'm not going to answer that one. Sorry about your
$4.99. All right, Gina Thompson with a super sticker. Thank you, Gina, for that. Okay, Davin asks, should I register my daughter Felicity for in-person school or register in online school so we can live on the ski slopes all winter because of the RV? Good question. I don't know. Don't know the answer to that.
School's going to be okay for her, but as long as there's some kind of schedule where she has to meet up with a real human being on Skype or something. But if it's just, I see a problem if she's expected just to complete these assignments at a certain time, especially if you guys are having a fun life. She's not going to do it, and she's going to fight you the whole way. So if she has to show up and sit in front of an instructor or a teacher online at a certain time of day, that'll be fine.
Okay. Kayla says, boyfriend got a job and starts next week. I have an interview tomorrow. Will I get the job and will I need to take it? You guys are asking all these tricky RV timing questions.
Listen, we want to function in the reality that we've created for ourselves until such time as it changes and we level up. Okay. Keep living your life, keep getting jobs, keep paying the bills. People get in trouble when they stop paying the bills, okay? And then they want to know why, and they panic about the RV coming and flip out. Well, what? Just think of it as a bonus, okay? Let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll get the job.
Good for you. Gary wants to know if his friend Kayla, not the same one, will return from Greece ever. If so, when?
Yeah, but it's like in 16 months or something.
Wow.
She comes out to visit a friend.
Sounds like you're more interested in her as more than a friend, Gary. So just why not tell her that? Deborah Dyer. Hi, Mike and Jen. My sister Loretta Edwards passed this past Saturday. I'm very sorry for that. Did she cross over okay?
Okay, let's see. Absolutely. There were many family members, loved ones from home waiting for her, welcomed into their arms. It was like a big party in the other room when she went in there. Some female, I don't know if it was a guide or a mother, um, or a grandma, very motherly figure, came and just woke her up like she was waking up from a nap like a kid. It's time to go. And then she walked into the other room, and it was almost like a surprise party. She's fine. She's totally fine. She was a little hesitant to leave, and she was asking questions, and then everybody just said, well, we'll go home and we'll explain it to you, and you can come visit. So she's fine right now. She's in transition. Look for flickering lights and TV channels changing.
Yeah, if the Seahawks game isn't on. Dad, I know if this game just switches to the Seahawks game, that's Dad. Patricia again for $5. Do you see my nephew Steve and his family moving back home again to Indiana?
Not for a while. His situation has to change somehow. He's got some ties holding him there. Even if he had the money to do it, I don't know if this is about, I think it's about family.
Agatha with the £2.49 super chat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Super sticker. Tree Bearder. Jen, can you see if the Hungarian beef pango is being exchanged and any possible rate information? Always about the pango, Tree Bearder.
Is this who I think it is? Tree Bearder. Picked up a friend vibe there. It is being exchanged slower than expected.
Okay.
I don't know if I don't even know how to say this, but I'm seeing like $1.40 something that people were talking about, or something like that, and then it's just it would be less. I don't know. Maybe
you can
it's just lower than that. It's lower than expected, but not too low.
Yeah, I'm told there are 3 that go up front right away. Three currencies that go up front, and then after that, it's waves. So. Another wonderful secret says Trump is going to be held accountable in his Georgia case after his term. He's been out on bail. No, he's not.
It's a shotgun start.
Yeah. And
spit it out when it comes. All right. So, I don't know about that.
Frank 26 said on his broadcast last night, the Iraqi revaluation happened August 19th in country, and we're only waiting on the United States to catch up. That is not my information. Sandra Beaulieu, medbed question.
Confirm nor deny that.
Medbed question: will we be contacted for the medbeds to go, or do we book an appointment? Plus, how many days will the whole process take? Well, we don't know about that, but there are rumors you're going to be given, like, a coupon, your exchange for medbed appointment. So
that is what I always saw, and the way it looked to me that you did your currencies over here, most of your exchange and redemption over here, and then you go to a different desk, and it's probably not exact. It's just to tell a story. This vision. So what I saw is the Zim and the Zim aggro checks you're going to handle with this certain individual. And then they're going to give you information. That is where you submit for your project. You are not approved at that time. You ask about the med beds, and I see them handing almost like this big fluorescent pink flyer to them. And I think it looks like that, so that I would notice it. And it has codes and information to call and make your appointment.
Okay. TikTok. Larry says, my blood disorder continues to worsen. I'm low energy, low red blood cell count, or am I just sad at losing my alpha male power, perhaps making it appear worse than it is? Is he sick or is he just bummed? Larry.
I do think your emotions are affecting this. When you get a little bit depressed, the body reacts. And I do think that also your nutrition, Larry. What are you doing?
Eat better, feel better, Larry.
Men. You men need a woman to take care of you. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, that's really why God paired us up here. It wasn't really, you just do not eat right. You don't take care of you. The older you get, you can't eat. All right, I'm not going to go on with this. All right, Larry, but just do what you're supposed to do. But you don't have any reason to stay in this depressed state. It's affecting you now. It's embrace positive. You have a lot to look forward to. This is not something that you need to allow to continue to worsen. Okay, watch my philosophy shows, you guys. Everybody needs to go to philosophy with Jennifer Philosophy starting about April. I think it was like mid-April when I started the God Center Conscious Creation. It could have been earlier. Binge watch them, because this is really going to help you get rid of all these negative this negative energy and the negative programming that says that you have to continue to deteriorate. It's teaching you to be your own med vet. Has anybody noticed my transformation over here? I'm doing well.
Yeah,
I'm doing really well because I'm sitting there and I'm the angels taught me to, oh Jesus, pull that light into me and sit there and give it a command every day and to heal myself. Okay, so go and watch that. It's free.
okay.
Before I pull it down.
Okay, 3 minutes left. 3 more questions. J.A. Sparkle Sassy Pants gave us a $10 super sticker. Thank you for that. We appreciate that very much. And then once again, we have a couple of Rumble rants on the other side of the house. Beth wants to know for $5 if for her daughter Lindy will find true love. I've always known that I'm not going to, but I hope she will. It's kind of a sad thing to say.
You both will. You both will.
Jennifer for 20 says, this is Janet again. They can't go back to Malta as the evil stepmom is trying to kill the younger one. Any suggestions? God. Ask Jesus, maybe. Get a private reading, Janet, really. That's, again, very heavy stuff.
I know what's going on here. I don't know how true that is. I mean, like realistically, your son needs to handle this. You can't fix it for him. He's allowing this.
Okay. That's definitely clear. And one last one, Bill and Belinda for $10. Do we buy a home in Idaho or Montana after the card?
Montana. Beautiful. I'm seeing land. I don't actually see the home. I think you build it.
Okay. And one last thing. Is there any significance to the U.S. troops leaving Iraq suddenly? Is that RV related? Yes and yes. Trump has always said we're not leaving till we get paid. You think they're paying us at $13.20? They're not paying us. Sorry, $13.10. They're not paying us at $13.10. So yes. Highly significant. All right, that's going to do it, guys. I will not be on the forecast with Mel Carmine today. I have a dentist appointment for my bad tooth. So I'm going in and going through the agony of gagging and getting x-rays and all that stuff at 1. And then I'm on Coast to Coast AM tonight with my news report. Wow, I got to figure out what I'm going to talk about. Oh, there's a new moon of Uranus. There's something new around Uranus. I'm going to be talking about that. It's a hemorrhoid. And Toxically Masculine Tuesday is scheduled for tomorrow night, unless certain things happen and somebody might be under an NDA. You never know. Keep your eyes peeled. Jen and I will possibly be back on Wednesday for our regular time. See us then. We love you and peace out. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.